Okay, Rob, so last time you were here, I bailed you out for Valentine's Day with your mom, right? So what's going on today?
Well, I thought we could do something for St. Patrick's Day, maybe a little bit more wire wrapping, just something green to kind of celebrate the day.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, I've been working on wire wrapped rings, so I hope you like that because I love to make wire wrapped rings. And I found these really cool little beads. They're actually little connectors, but you see they have 2 holes in them.
Yeah.
And so you can make these cute little wire wrapped bezel set rings. Do you like that?
Yeah.
It looks pretty St. Patrick's-y, don't you think? I never wear green, so I always have to throw in a piece of jewelry. Otherwise, I get pinched.
Right. Not getting pinched today.
No. Anyway, I think they're cute. So let's make those. And it's really an easy project. You're going to love it.
All right. I trusted you last time and it panned out, so I'm going to trust you again.
Okay. So ring mandrel.
Not an oval this time.
Not an oval, it's round. Okay, and you see it's got all the sizes on there so we can pick our size.
Right.
And then you're gonna, remember those basic tools I showed you last time?
I do, I'm seeing some familiar faces here.
Flush cutter, flat nose plier, chain nose plier, that is it.
Chain nose plier, all right.
All right, and so then we're gonna need some 22 gauge wire.
Okay.
And then we need our little stone here with the 2 holes in it.
And that's gonna fit through that gauge wire is gonna fit through the...
Yes, and the reason we're using 22 is because those holes are a little small. And we're going to use a couple strands of the 22 gauge wire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I make a basic ring and I've done a video on that before, but this is a little bit different than your basic ring. And also we do a lot more wrapping, so you get a cute little bezel.
Yeah, it's got more personality, I think.
Yeah.
For having more wraps.
I like it. All right, so you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's get into it.
So to do this project, we're going to start with this 22 gauge wire. Okay. And you need a soft wire. See how soft that is?
Yeah, wow. What kind of wire is that?
Well, this is Parawire. I mean, the brand doesn't matter as much as the suppleness of the wire, okay? So see how I'm able to straighten that out?
Yeah.
If you use kind of a hard wire, wires come in like dead soft and half hard and full hard. And some craft wires, they don't say which one they are, but you kind of learn which one's which. Okay. But if you have one that's kind of too stiff and doesn't bend easily, it's real hard to make this part. Right here. Yeah. It's really difficult. So if you're struggling with this, you probably just have the wrong wire. So 22 gauge, really good soft craft wires, perfect. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut yourself 2 pieces of it, and you want them to be about 18 inches long. Okay. And so I've got one that I've already measured out here at 18 inches. So I'm gonna cut myself a second one to match, and then I'll let you cut 2 as well. All right. So I'm just gonna take that and just trim it with my flush cutter so they're right about the same length.
Okay.
Got it?
All right, my turn?
That's the easy part.
Perfect. This, I have confidence in my ability to do.
I feel like, yeah, and here, you can just use this as a measuring. I usually have my measuring tape here, but I've somehow lost it. I don't know where it went, so we'll find it next time you come. Yeah. Yeah, right. I usually guess too, and I have to admit, a lot of times I just guess, just because I'm used to it.
Okay, there's one. Well, that is really soft. It's just bending
Feel that?
Against the table.
Mm-hmm. I'll get this one.
I think it's the hand techniques that are. I'm waiting for those to come.
So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take one of these little beads, and like I said, they're just little connectors with a little bezel, but they have 2 holes on the back, and so that's why you have to have 2 wires. And you're just gonna put one wire through those 2 holes, and then the other one through the other 2, and then we're gonna even them out once I get them through here. This is actually the hardest part, is going through those two holes, because it's kind of hollow behind the stone.
So it just gets snagged.
Yeah, it gets snagged. So you just pull it to the center of your 2 wires and then bend them down on either side. So it kind of, see how it just kind of sits there in the center?
Yes.
Just like that. That's all you gotta do.
Well, I can do that. All right, let's go.
I told you it wasn't hard.
There's one.
I mean, you didn't complain last time that it was a hard project, but oh, you went diagonal.
How have I done that?
Well, I'm not sure, but you can fix it.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. There's 1 and 2.
Perfect. So just center them up.
Just kind of pull them to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a good way to do this? I know it's not exactly gonna hang in the middle, but.
No, you just kind of want to pinch it. So see, like, just so it kind of sits right there in the center. See how I pinched it right up against each side?
Yes.
Like that.
Still finding true center here. All right, here we go. I like that?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna use this ring mandrel to do this next part. And it's a little bit easier if you have like a hole or something in your bench to hold the mandrel for you while you wrap, but we don't have that today. So I'm gonna be holding on to everything and showing you at the same time, which is, you know, not as easy, but we can still do it. If you look at this, you see the different sizes.
Yes.
Now, one thing that's interesting about making these wire wrapped rings is they tend to shrink when you make them. So if you want a size 7, you want to start working at a size 8.
Okay.
If you want a size 8, you want to start working at a size 9.
Is it just the more you wrap?
I think it's the wrapping. I know from doing them for so long, it generally shrinks right at about one size.
Okay.
So like if I wanted a 7.5, I'd start at an 8.5.
Okie doke.
And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to make a size 7 with mine. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to open up my wires a little bit on either side of that guy. And I'm going to come onto my ring mandrel right up to that size 8. And I'm just going to pull him down to the mandrel.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take one of the wires and not crossing them, I'm going to wrap it around 1, 2 times. Okay. Now, when I do this with a heavier wire, I don't go 2 times. I just go 1. But this is 22 gauge. It's not very heavy. Okay. And we really need to make a good substantial ring band. So we want 6 wraps around there. So this time on the back side, I'm just going to go around 1 time. Like so, still not overlapping my wires, and come all the way around like that. And so one's going one way, one's going the other. And then if you look at the back, you can see how none of my wraps are overlapping. Yes. Okay. And so then when you get to this point, you want to kind of make sure you're still on that size 8, and you want to pull tight, like so. And then I'm just going to do 1 wrap to hold it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And okay, that's it right now. Okay, and then to get a little bit more of a bezel, I'm gonna do another wrap.
Okay.
Like that. See?
All right.
Makes sense?
In theory.
Your turn.
Great. All right. I think I enjoy watching you do it more. All right, so let's see. So I'm gonna go 1 size higher than I think.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yes, let's pinch him in just a little bit more so that what you want to do is kind of make sure he's nice and tight in there so he doesn't.
And then once I get there.
Away. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Let's go to, I don't know, 8?
Sure. You can try to get a size. 7's a pretty standard ring size, right. So. All right, so you wrapped it around twice. That looks great. You want it to be pointing out basically to the left, because the way you know that is because this one's still pointing to the right, okay? Because you always want them to be pointing the opposite directions. And this one still needs to be wrapped. So just make sure you're still in the right spot and then wrap this one, and then I'll show you how to make it tight. Okay, so you just have that one last wrap to finish, so go ahead and pull that over. And then I'm gonna show you how to tighten it up, because see how it's kind of slipping around like that?
So am I good here, or do I need one more?
Nope, you've got 2 in the front and 1 in the back. So find your 8, okay, and then I want you, I don't wanna do it, but I want you to pull this with one hand and this with the other hand, and you're gonna tighten everything up.
All right.
Okay, so I'll hold the mandrel for you. Here, so grab that. Got that.
Okay.
Can I pull, just kind of pull tight. And be the boss of it.
Okay.
Be the boss. If you're not the boss of your wire, guess what?
The wire is the boss of me.
That's right, you have to be the boss of your wire. So do it, there you go.
There we go.
Perfect. So see how it tightened up and kind of pulled down into the mandrel right there? All right, so now this is that part where you twist.
Right, okay.
So pull tight again, make sure you're on the right spot, and do that twist around. Good, exactly. And now you go around a couple more times, just till it looks the way you want it to look.
Okay.
That looks pretty good. You can go one more if you want to even.
I think I like how it is. Do they need to go sideways, or can I?
Yep, one on each side, just like that. Okay. That's actually really nice. It looks really good.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
All right.
All right, so see, they look essentially the same.
Yeah.
So now what you're gonna do is pull that off that mandrel.
Okay.
Cool, and then let me put mine back on there, because I was gonna just kind of finish him off one time there and one time on that side. Perfect. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to finish off our ring band.
Okay.
And so what you do then is you just take these two wires, you got to go both of them together and push them. See how I'm kind of pushing it through the center and then pulling it on the other side. And you're going to do that one more time so you get a full wrap all the way around and then push through and pull.
Okay. It's a good thing these are so soft.
Yes, it is.
Let's see here. Both of them and push through.
And the reason I push it through like that instead of trying to poke it through is it just, if you try to poke it through, you'll never get the wire straight. It'll always be a big mess. And so you just push it through and then pull from the other side. It's just a lot easier.
Okay. And we're doing that once or twice or?
Twice. You just want to get two, it looks like, actually ends up looking like 4 wraps around the side there.
Oh, because I'm doubled up on the wire.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do one more.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep a grip on these thin wires. Yeah. Okay. All right. I like where that's at, I think.
Nice. And then we're just going to take our flush cutter and you want to go right up underneath here and flush cut that underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably both of them. And then I always take my flat nose plier, and you can use chain nose or flat nose. It's up to you. I like the flat nose because I feel like I get a better grip on it and I can really press those 2 cut wires up into the body of that ring band so that you don't feel it.
A little bit of a tuck here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're essentially just kind of tucking it into that. It kind of almost slips inside a little bit of those little pieces of wire. You just want to press that in and then do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to pull it out a little bit, trim it off, and then just take that. And if you're better with a chain, you can, just whichever one, they're kind of interchangeable. Okay. They both have that flat inside edge.
Right.
But what you don't want is to be able to feel that wire poking out. So like I've got a little bit of a poke right here, so I'm going to trim mine just a little bit more and then I'll hit it again.
All right, you can really get in close with the flush cutters.
Yes, you can.
Almost,
those are great
almost flush.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Control.
Nice job.
Okay, now I'll start with the flat nose. Oops, sorry. Kind of losing a little bit of my tightness here.
Sometimes, yeah, if you didn't get it quite tight enough, you're just you're tightening it up and then you can trim it down a little bit more.
Right.
There you go. Yeah. You can almost kind of use like a motion. There you go. Perfect. Yeah. See how that kind of
the pliers.
Yeah.
That's actually tucked it in pretty well.
You did great. I think you did a great job. Yeah. Usually I can get it so that you can't even feel it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost disappeared. All right. Now we're ready to do the other side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, you're waiting on me. All right.
Amazing.
All right. 1. And 2.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah, you got that wrap just absolutely perfect. See, I told you this was easy, right?
It's coming together.
Yeah.
It's all clicking now.
Nice.
Valentine's Day was just preparation. It's just training. All right, we're gonna cut flush with the old flush cutter. And I'm gonna stick with the flat nose. I really like what these guys are doing for me.
Yeah.
Now that one I've got a little bit more edge. I'm gonna have to
You can do it.
take care of here. Is this too fine for a file, a metal file?
No. No, you can use like a needle file or something really small to get in there if you want to. And you also, another thing you can do is there's a little tool called a wire rounder. If you're really worried about it or you can't get it flush, you can take the wire rounder and kind of round the end of the wire. It's like a cup burr. You've probably heard of a cup burr, right? And you just round the end of the wire, and then when you tuck it in, you don't have to be quite so precise because you won't feel it. And then the last step is to kind of bring it up onto your mandrel and push it all the way up. This kind of tightens everything up. Okay, so I'm pushing it up to that size 7 where I want it to be. And just I always turn it around and push both ways. So see, I'm actually a little shy of my 7 there. But so you see it really did shrink.
Yeah, this guy for sure has shrunk.
But then, so I'm just a little shy of 7, but not too bad. So then it just fits, see?
Perfect.
Perfect, easy.
I don't know if I'll be able to wear mine, but let's see.
You could give it as a gift.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see how close. So go ahead and do it though. Push up
Really
on there. Yeah, you really want to kind of tighten everything up. There you go. Good. And then do the other direction too. See, yours is perfect. You did right on the 7.
Boom.
I think I got a little excited with wrapping or something.
Oh yeah, that came out pretty good, I think.
So see, then you want to turn it around because see, this is a graduated mandrel. So turn it around. And
Oh,
do the
that's
same
what you-
thing.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
do the same thing the other way. And then everything, it just tightens it all up.
Yeah.
It makes everything look good. Yours looks great.
Thank you.
I could buy that.
I'll trade you.
I think yours turned out better than mine. Mine's a little wonky. That's okay though, I like them both. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys would like to pick up some supplies like the ones we worked with today, check out the links down below. What's your favorite green gemstone? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And now that you know a little bit about making a St. Patrick's Day inspired wire wrapped ring, you can say,
I made this.